Hello, class. Welcome back. We are going to be going over the rewards of the story today. So, things that are truly exclusive to the story, or like really practical. So, let's get right into it. So, first things first. Chapter one. Chapter one consists of the Resonance Archive, commonly referred to as the RA, and it gives you two things as of now. It gives you the ability to purchase an elk after completion, and the glider. First, we're gonna go over the elk. The elk is a pretty good item. It's good for hauling things over land, which a majority of your world is. It also is like 60% faster than sprinting speed. So it's a pretty solid upgrade for mobility wise. You do have to invest a lot into it though to really get those full bonuses. Granted, if you're doing the archives, you probably have the materials you need, mainly just leather. So it's not too bad. And the thing is kind of hard to kill. It has a mechanic that prevents it from instantly dying, so you usually get your money's worth out of it. Now, the second thing I'm going to go over is the glider. Hands down the best item in the game. The ability to outrun everything permanently, never have to take fall damage again, and just travel the fastest in the game possible. Really good item, basically a permanent aware, and you can always take it off. You can always use it as a -1 invent slot and like carry another backpack around. So like you're using it for most of your travel, but then on like turn trip you're slower. And overall, honestly, 50% movement speed for half a trip is probably going to be worth it, even in cases where you're going to take it off for the trip back. And yeah, that's the Resonance Archive. While there is the unique item of like the boss drop, it's not really, going to like change the game or like really practically use it for anything that isn't just feeding into the elk. So I thought I'd mention that, but nothing important. And yes, there is loot in the archives, like a ton of coal and jewelry and stuff, but I'm not gonna focus on that because by the time you do the archive, you probably have access to coal. So it is nice, but not too important. Next thing I'm gonna go over is the Lazaret. Lazaret doesn't really have anything special. It does have loot in it, but there's not like any super practical special things. Next is the village. The village gives you access to a bunch of traders, and the ability to repair items. So first things first, we're gonna go over is the blacksmith trade list. The blacksmith has brigandine armor and chain armor, and then making like plates and chain for you, among some other things. Not too useful because the prices are ridiculous. We're talking like 50 gear average to buy any of the armors and things. So it's not too practical for like getting yourself armored up, especially because if you're at the village, I guess the game might expect you to be in tier 2 armor, and then you're gonna make a ton of gears from going to the story locations. So maybe there is some connection there, but the really only thing I would buy is the black brown spear. You can also sell excess iron ingots, coal, and bituminous coal, so brown and black coal. So what you could do actually is if you go to the archive, you could take all that coal you found and sell it for not the best, not the worst prices, but it is something you can do. Next, we have the hunter in the village. The hunter sells things like leather, bow and arrow, rope, and then a bunch of like tailored and also red meat. Buying arrows from the hunter isn't actually that bad. It's on average 2 gears for 4 iron arrows, which is actually a pretty good price, I'd say, because you're not using a lot of like effort. Because the biggest issue with arrows is that they're annoying to make, and then spears are overpowered. But when spears eventually get toned down, it might not be a bad trader to invest some time in. The next thing to mention is the herbalist. The herbalist sells you like random mushrooms and the cornflower and horsetail. So it is renewable horsetail. They also sell paintings, which you could probably check if they sell it to other traders, but I don't think. I think none of these paintings are for other traders. And you can also buy both the linen healing items that isn't the alcohol, not the bandages, both the linen healing ones. So those are it's nice. It's nice to have those, but again, not really worth the trip. Next is the Inkeeper. The Innkeeper gives you access to dairy, selling cheese. Honeycomb can be nice, fat and stuff. But I think their best use would probably be selling vessels to them. Um, Clay's cheap. You can by this time you probably have a beehive kiln maybe. So you could just kind of bring a bunch of vessels, leave them outside the city or the village, and then just every time you visit, you just dump in, get 10 gears, and move on. And then we have the surgeon. The surgeon sells alcohol soaked bandages. Kind of nice. The issue is that you're buying something that only lasts 1 hour in game, which is only 2.4 minutes IRL. No, it's 4.8 minutes IRL. Wait. Yeah, 2.4 minutes IRL. In a safe area. So getting uses out of this is pretty difficult. They're cheap though. They about 2 gears a pop. So technically speaking, you could just say, is 2 gears worth one bandage? And like kinda honestly, it's not the worst trade in the world. But what I like a lot of them is they have some cool vessels they sell, and pretty nicely priced, 9 gears a pop. So I would actually say they're like the artisan if they had swagged the fuck out vessels. Next is, and I think finally is the Tailor. They sell linen. And then a bunch of different clothing. And I believe the best clothing in the game for like heat is in here in this trader pool. Um, at least like alternatives to the best. There's a lot of like items that can be the best clothing, but like for their slot. But I do think some of the Nadian clothing is there. They also buy alum, borax, cinnabar, and lapis. So this is actually not bad because you could probably make a lot of money by just dumping borax. I mean, once you find a borax vein, you have tons of it and you never use it. So dumping like 10 gears worth of borax, not bad, not bad. And then the last things to mention again is the special things is that Tailor, at least in the next update, or should hopefully is, will be able to not Tailor, Surgeon next update should be able to give you a haircut, which will give you new hairstyles and let you change it. The Innkeeper will let you rent a room, and the blacksmith can repair tools in this game version. That's to be clear. The conversion rate for the blacksmith is 400 durability for my tools for 5 gears and 200 durability to your armor for 10 gears. So this is actually kind of important to note. The armor thing isn't very good because you can very easily repair armor yourself. But the tool durability, what you want to do is you want to use tools that have naturally lower durability to get your money's worth. So things like knives that only have like 500 durability at like iron or something, you get most of your knife full. Well, something like a shovel that has like 1,200 durability, you're only getting a third. So like think about what tools you have and how what ingots you have left and materials and stuff before you make those purchases, because you want to stretch those gears. All right. And then moving on to the next location, which is going to be Tobias's cave. Next update, he's going to give you like 8 charred bread or something, which is cool, I guess. Not really helpful. But the other thing to mention is the Rickety Translocator. Rickety Translocator is a reward for beating this chapter 2 after going to the Devastation, and then going back to Tobias and giving him the lens. What it does is it lets you teleport to Tobias. Currently, right now, if you teleport there, you get a free trip back. So you can teleport there, do what you want, come back home, and then you have to wait 6 months in game. It's going to be reduced to 2 in the next update, as I know of right now. So that's not too bad. The only issue with it is that wait time. Like, it kind of turns the village into a trader run, because like you kind of go out, you go there, you teleport to DB's cave, you run to the village, you sell a bunch of shit, then you go back to DBK's and come back home, and you do that every half a year or whatever. And like, cool, I guess, but are you really going to make that massive detour, or are you just gonna play the game? So it's helpful and it's cool, and it's gonna help you get to like those locations easier and not have to like make glider towers or like pathways. But it is pretty expensive and kinda isn't as useful as you would hope it is. You can also steal the animals in Nadia. Like the chickens are like Gen 200 and the pigs 100. So basically free pacifist animals if you can be asked to transport them with you. And I guess that's a niche of the uh rickety translocators. You could teleport there, capture a baby pig, or capture a chicken, and then just go back with it in the basket. So that's some cool tech. Also, little bonus mention. Tailored Gamberson actually isn't truly unique to Tailor. Turns out in Nadia, there are brown tops and bottoms and gray tops and bottom Gamberson on armor stands that you can push out of the village and then loot. So currently in standard, Tailor's only unique armor craft is the helmet. So every class can get 2 pieces of Tailor Gamberson. So Tater mains, stay losing. And I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next class.